Hello and welcome back to Week 6 in the Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Zach Zweigel, and I'm joined here tonight by Montague varsity football coach Justin Dennett and senior center and defensive end Hayden McDonald. Tonight's show is brought to you by CatchMark SportsNet, and we are in the CatchMark SportsNet studio. We're going to discuss a little bit about their victory over Shelby last Friday, and then about their potential bye week and upcoming battle against the Whitehall Vikings. We're just going to start it right off, and considering the fact that we have a senior leader from the team here tonight, I kind of want to ask you, Coach, a little bit about what Hayden does for the team. You know, how he's valued for the team, and what you like about him as a player.
Yeah, he's just a great leader for us. He was awesome all summer, leading at camps and in the weight room. Having his experience on the offense and defensive line, was huge for us because we had a lot of new guys coming on the offensive line. So it's really beneficial just to have his knowledge of the schemes, and then again, just his work ethic and leadership have been great for us all year, and he's been doing a great job.
Absolutely, appreciate that. A little recap of the game last week. Now, it's no secret that Shelby's been struggling a little bit this year. I think that those games are, at least in my opinion, some of the most important because it's easy to give some effort up or to maybe not focus on the things that you need to focus on. You guys went up there, took care of business, and came home, with another win under your belt. What do you guys take out of that game? What's important? What are the important things that you guys did, or some of the things you guys did right that will help you in the future?
Yeah, like you said, we knew they were struggling, and I have a lot of respect for their team and their coaching staff just for coming out and competing all night. For us, we really needed to focus that week in practice, and I thought we did a pretty good job. And then we came out just a little flat Friday night, but then picked it up, and it was a good opportunity to get our second string more reps, and they did a great job and were a little more focused. And it was just a good opportunity for them to get a lot of playing time and kind of execute in situations that they haven't been in a lot. So it was.
Sure.
It was just a good way to gain some experience, and again, a lot of respect for Shelby for coming out and competing. And
Absolutely.
So
Ton of respect for those guys. The fact that they, we talked to Phil on Friday night, and the fact that they keep coming back and putting in effort, and they're not giving up, and they're looking to build. Those are things that are great for the conference. Those are the kind of teams that we love to see. Hayden specifically, we listen to the games on the radio. John and Cal specifically, and they refer to you as Hay Bale like all the time. Where do you get that nickname? And we kind of had this theme going last week as well, with your teammate. Do all of you have nicknames, and where do you get yours specifically?
Well, when you think about a hay bale, they're pretty big,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
They like to roll, and I like to roll people around and stuff on the football field, and yeah, it's pretty much where my nickname came from.
For sure. I was watching, it's funny you bring that up, I was watching some of your huddle highlights earlier, and the amount of guys you pancake, man, you are rolling people all over the field. So it's fun to see, that's for sure. What are your thoughts, and I mentioned this to you earlier, but what are your thoughts about losing to Edwardsburg in week 1? I don't mean to keep rehashing this victory, but I specifically want the perspective of a senior leader, as somebody who other players look up to. What approach do you take to kind of gathering the team and then pushing forward and moving past that loss and driving your team to all the victories that you've had so far? What did you do as a leader?
Yeah, for sure. I think Edwardsburg was a great team, definitely.
Absolutely.
They had a great wing tee offense, probably the best I've seen, and it was a great experience for us for the rest of the season and the beginning of the season, just to get stronger and to just learn from it and just move on and get better.
Yeah, it really is. That's a great answer, and it's important. I think that there's under emphasis on how important leaders are, to a team, especially when some of those athletes may not have been through a situation like that, right? Like they might not have lost and know how to deal with a situation like that. So big props to you in that regard for sure. As you've come up through a successful program, right? Like it's no secret that you guys have been solid for quite a while. What are some of the things that you learned from the players around you? Growing up, maybe it was watching them when you were a little kid, or playing on the team in the previous years.
Mm-hmm.
What are maybe some players specifically, or some themes some ideas that they had that you've adopted in your own leadership role today?
Well, I've been at Montague since 8th grade, and there's always been great players around me
Yeah.
to just help me out. Like I didn't start playing like actual football till 8th grade, so they really helped me out to get better. And through high school, like players like Walker Martin, Luke Marsh, they really helped me out a lot when it came to like line play and offensive, defensive.
For sure.
And just to help me learn and get better. So big props to those guys.
Yeah, definitely. It's the culture surrounding Montague football is pretty amazing, and to hear you drop names like that, it's pretty cool for sure. Where do you see yourself in the future, specifically next year? Is football included? I know that I've heard some rumors in regards to what colleges that you've been considering or looking at. Where do you see yourself next year?
That's kind of a tough question right now because I'm still going on like a lot of visits still.
Yeah.
Like I have about 4 visits scheduled still.
Okay.
But I have like a top 5 right now,
Yeah.
like CMU, Butler, Hillsdale, Northwood, those kind of schools.
Good for you. Yeah, I knew there was a list, and there's no pressure to answer specifically.
Yeah.
I was just curious if you were leaning one way or the other, or where you were considering. A little. I guess this is a question for both of you. Maybe you more so, Coach. A little injury update. I heard that Owen Peterson may have hurt himself in the last game. The Atchison as well, Isaiah Atchison as well. What are your thoughts on your injury status right now, and how are you guys looking to handle that?
Yeah, so we're at a point in the season where we had a couple minor injuries. Owens we're not really sure about yet. He has to go back in a couple weeks to see a doctor again, so he could be ready to go at that point, or it could be further down the road. So we're not really sure there. Isaiah got a little dinged up Friday night, but he's going to be good to go. Should be good to go for next week. So
Great news.
Not too bad, but yeah, we're starting to have some minor injuries add up, but we're lucky to have some depth, and it's kind of next man up. We're ready to go, and hopefully those guys recover and are ready to go at the end of the season as well.
Good news. I'm glad to hear everybody's at least okay. Looking toward recovery. You guys have a vacancy coming up this week. A hole in your schedule, a bye week, whatever you want to call it, due to Mason County Central's withdrawal from playing that game. What are some of the positives you can take out of that, and how important is playing that game? Because I was talking to another coach recently, and he was emphasizing how important it is that you play all those games, because there's really not that many games on the schedule. There's only the 9 guaranteed, right? So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, it does kind of help us out right now, I think, because we had a couple injuries, but
Sure.
we really wanted to play this week.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for our seniors who, are missing out on a regular season game. So we were hoping to get a game. We kind of still put some feelers out there just to see if there could be like a last minute possibility. As of right now, there's nothing, so it's looking like we'll have the week off. But yeah, you can look at it both ways, I think. You get time to rest, especially late in the season, but we also, we want to be up to game speed for next week, and so it does kind of hurt not having a game, the week before a big one like Whitehall.
Yeah. With that being said, obviously Whitehall is going to be, at least as far as we know right now, will be, your next opponent. What are you guys doing to prepare, and how important is getting the bell? You're keeping the bell, rather, to a senior, to somebody that's known it his whole life.
Oh yeah, it's definitely important to me to get that bell. Montague Whitehall's a great rivalry, and it's always so much fun every year to play them and to just have an amazing atmosphere every single year. So yeah.
For sure. Yeah, as a somebody who a spectator, if you will, it's by far one of my most favorite times of the year, favorite games. Just to see the rivalry and healthy at that, I know obviously a lot of the players know each other, and the coaches are familiar with each other, and it's just super cool to see. So I'm really looking forward to that. How important do you think your team camaraderie? I guess this is a question for you. Your team camaraderie, how you guys interact, and how you guys treat, some of the players that are going to fill your shoes in the next couple of years. How important do you think those relationships are in creating the successful team that you guys have?
Oh yeah, that's very important to us. Whenever someone makes a mistake, we always try to lift them up and to just get them better, to just execute their plays and just lift them up.
For sure. What a great answer. Well, that pretty much does it. Obviously, like I mentioned, we have that big game coming up in 2 weeks. I'm looking forward to seeing all you guys out there. Thank you so much for joining us, Coach Justin Dennett from Montague, and senior D end and center from Montague, Hayden McDonald, joined us today. Week 6 for a little Coach's Corner recap. Look forward to seeing you next week, right back here, same time and same place. And visit us at CatchMarkSports.com. And you guys have a good night.